So this YouTube channel isn't necessarily meant to be political, but we're launching it during a federal election year here in Australia, and so inevitably I think issues are going to come up from time to time. Recently we've heard that the coalition opposition in Australia is planning to cut fuel excise by 25 cents for about a year as a cost of living measure. And we all understand that many things are expensive at the moment, and governments and different parties are looking at ways to make a difference. But you really have to question, is this going to be the best move to set us up for the future in terms of long-term reduction in costs? At the moment, we're spending, tens of billions of dollars each year on foreign imported fuel to power our transport system. We have the technology in electric vehicles like the F-150 Lightning I'm sitting in to be able to start to power our transport system on Australian-made energy, whether that's coal, gas, nuclear, renewables. Personally, I want to see it as green as possible, but regardless of where you sit on the spectrum, that can all be Australian made, and all of that energy can be used to power our transport system quite easily if we get the vehicles in place and we support that transition. It can't happen overnight, but we've got to start now because we've got 20 million odd vehicles on the road. It's going to take time to make that switch, but we want that to be a structural change, because if you're talking about a 25-cent discount off your fuel, how about only paying 25 cents per litre equivalent or less for your vehicle? That sounds a lot better, right? Well, we actually have the technology to do that. It's called an electric vehicle. Today you could have an EV and be paying less than 25 cents per litre. So why don't we put aside all the political rhetoric and the partisanship and be smart about this? We can start to support Australian-made energy, local energy jobs across the spectrum by having that transition to electric vehicles. There are a whole range of vehicles now, even under $30,000, that consumers have available to them, but they need some support, they need some help. And particularly, politicians going out there saying nonsense about the technology when they haven't even tested it themselves is just garbage. And it's actually doing us a disservice, because anyone that's coming out against electric vehicles in Australia is basically saying we want to continue to be dependent on foreign oil. Now, I don't know who in Australia would actually agree that that's a good thing. We need to have energy independence, and we can do that through our electricity system. So let's be smart. Let's not get caught up in the garbage of the EV wars from a few years ago. We're well beyond that. This is an exciting technology. It's moving quickly. It's not going to be in everyone's garage overnight. This is going to be a transition over the next 10, 15, 20 plus years. But we've got to start now, and we've got to take it seriously. And, these kind of token efforts to throw away billions of dollars without long-term structural change is just, that's just buying votes. Let's be smart. Yeah, sure, maybe you give a smaller discount, a 10-cent discount on fuel for a year. But then let's look at how we can use the rest of that money to allow more people to get access to long-term cheap transport through electric vehicles. And I tell you what, maybe not every one of your vehicle could be switched to electric, but if most Australian households had access to either a new or second-hand EV in their garage and were able to pay, less than 25 cents per litre equivalent, I think that'd be a pretty good cost of living measure. So yeah, let's go back to the drawing boards, guys, and have a think about what's actually a smart way to use taxpayers' money, and how can we deliver a change that's actually going to be, in the long term, ensuring that Australians are paying less and that Australians' money is being kept in our country supporting local energy instead of being shipped overseas to foreign multinational oil companies. All right, that's my rant for the day. Look forward to your thoughts, and have a great day.